All right, that sounds cool.
If you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And welcome back to another segment of Bickering Gamers. Yeah, got you, Tyler.
Wait,
too late.
Ooh,
Too late.
Okay.
I win.
All right, we already
Too fucking
started.
late. Too fucking late. Intro was over.
I am back.
No, it isn't.
When did you
Yes,
start
it was.
recording?
You can't make the rules. Oh, it wasn't that long.
Neither can you.
10 minutes
Yes, I
ago?
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. The intro was over, and you did not boot me.
No, it isn't.
Wait, you. So the
Yeah,
first
you
10
did.
minutes
Yeah.
was us
Billy.
looking at. Okay.
Billy.
No, you're just pissed that you lost, so you're totally
No.
trying to work around it.
No, Billy. Here's the thing.
You're just pissed that you lost.
When I do the boop, it doesn't matter when I do it because I always do it anyway.
It doesn't matter. All I care is that it's
He
not
just did
the
it
first.
twice, no.
All I care
I
is.
did it 3 times.
All I
already.
care is it's not the first. It's not said at the very first sentence of the video. That's all I care about. Winner is me. You can suck it.
No,
Anyway.
I still boop.
You heard it here first, folks. The winner is him.
He was.
Yep,
Anyway.
we heard it.
So E3 is passed, and just like last year, and we're
We forgot to do something. Since Mad Military Man isn't here,
The mighty
Right now-
master, not
Yeah.
triple M
we
again.
gotta say good. What?
we don't have to make fun of him every time he's gone.
Good.
Yeah.
Hello, America.
But yeah, we will anyway. Go
Triple
ahead.
M reporting for duty.
Here we go again.
Sorry if I botched that up.
Today's video goes on E3 reactions. All right. Alrighty.
Trust me, EA did a great, worst job I've ever seen.
Yeah. This year was pretty subpar. You know, I think.
It sucked.
And I will defend it to death, except for Nintendo. I'm going to defend it to death.
Nintendo did an awesome job.
Yeah, they were really on the ball. But
Yes, they were.
But you know what? This is a great place to start with, talking about E3 as a whole, because I'm really starting to think that all the companies are in just gotten such a groove into this E3 presentation that they really don't even care anymore. In essence, yes, they're right. It's just supposed to be showing your new games, what you're working on for the year. But they make it so boring and so uninteresting. All they do is blah, 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 blah. Show a CGI trailer and no gameplay at all. Blah, 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 blah.
Billy, you remember what I said about EA?
Yeah.
The only interesting they did was do the Obama thing with the new Sims game.
Yeah, it was disappointing.
It was really disappointing. I was like, oh, okay, boring. Oh, even worse.
And it's like all I heard this year was just like the typical stuff. I'm sick of seeing brown and gray shooters, and they're right. They're absolutely right. But
Too many cookie cutters.
yeah, it's true, and that is a very true factor. But what I had never hear people talk about is the fact that these companies are treating E3 like it's just a news briefing.
Yeah.
And it's really not the point. You're supposed to get your fans excited, keep them enticed, and. But when we see these shows, I don't know. And when we see these shows and we meet CEOs or bosses or hosts that we really learn to like, they're supposed to be characters we can.
To impress you, instead they just don't make the cut.
Yeah. Well, this will probably be a theme, but you know what? Everyone made fun of Nintendo for doing the digital event, but that turned out to work greatly in their favor because it was very different. It was very fun. It was very colorful and exciting. And let me tell you, Tyler and I screamed like little girls that whole time.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the thing what they did? Nintendo's doing with the figures, like similar to the Skylanders
Yes,
thing.
they're making the amiibo. I guess we're starting with Nintendo. Yes, they're making these awesome amiibos, and they're working like
figures.
What the heck are
It's their
amiibos?
favorite characters,
I've been
like
hearing about
Samus.
those. What are they?
amiibos are NFC figurines that Nintendo will be making.
Oh, those.
I'm very excited.
That's what it
It was
was.
covered in, I was reading about it
saw
on
the-
Yahoo.
Yeah.
No, the thing was, I was wondering what those were because I saw them in the Mii Fighters trailer for Smash Bros.
Yeah, on your gamepad, you have a. Oh, by the way, Nick finally upgraded. You got a Wii U recently.
Woo! Yay!
Yes, on your gamepad, you know that little. Well, for you, since you got the Zelda edition, you have a little Hylian crest, and you know how the normal ones have a square there. That is an NFC scanner. You know how Skylanders give you the portal to use? That's built into the game.
I figured that out.
Yeah, they built that into the gamepad, and so Nintendo wants to know what to do with it. They made Pokemon Rumble, that didn't do too well, and the success of Skylanders is still going on pretty well for it. But now they're putting their own thing, and what I like is they really turned things around. They didn't do what we expected. They didn't just make a whole game for it. Instead, what they're doing is you're pretty much you're walking around with DLC in your hands, because how it'll work is. It'll be with compatible games. You can scan the character and put it within the game. In Smash Brothers, this is going to be the first game they're going to show off what it can do. In Smash Brothers, when you scan an NFC character,
Not necessary, because they also said that Mario Kart could also have it too.
Yeah.
So technically, that is going to.
yeah, they're going to patch Mario Kart 8 for compatibility. But for now, what is definitely true is how the amiibo works is the amiibo characters are your fighters, and I don't care how much money it is. I'm gonna make sure I collect every damn one of them. How it works is you put them in during a fight, and you have another fighter fighting with you or against you. Let's say I put Mario on, or for you. Let's say I have Mario on. What you can do is you can have them fight another amiibo character, have them fight people when you're losing, or have them fight, or you fight them for practice. And they actually level up, so you can transfer the data you got in the game back in the amiibo character.
Man, that sounds.
It goes up the level.
Honestly, that's really cool.
Yeah, it goes up to level 50 in AI, and it learns the more it fights. So you might want to fight with your amiibo characters a lot, which means
Gives you a nice workout.
which means there's probably going to be more hours logged into this than any Smash Brothers games ever.
Yep.
Yep.
That's definite.
Yeah, and I don't care. I'm gonna get. You know what?
Honestly, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're putting
And
that in.
everyone's just assuming that in Mario Kart 8 you'll probably just put Link or Kirby or Samus in. In fact, that would be a cool teaser. Remember when they revealed that Rosalina was going to be in Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
They had that trailer where Kirby was on Rainbow Road. And
Kirby
that
was-
might be
Kirby was making a crash course to
yeah,
Rainbow Road
because Nintendo might be foreshadowing something with that. I don't know. That might be why. It's just an idea though. But what's really cool about that is I can't wait to see what else they can do with that. I would love to see how they're gonna because they have no limits now anymore. I don't think they can make any patches for these figures and do anything they want. If there's not enough. Like, in terms of content, if the game doesn't have enough content for them, just add an amiibo. And
Exactly.
it's like I said
that could work.
Yeah, and it's like I said in the past. I tried getting into Skylanders and Disney Infinity and Pokemon Rumble, but the problem is I don't want to collect those.
In my opinion, yeah, I
just
really don't like.
You're better off earning
Skylanders.
you're better off earning the
Disney
characters
stuff.
in the game.
Yeah,
So-
first off, Skylanders, I hated that they used
Spyro,
Spyro. They could have
I know.
used anyone else.
They
Why
wanted
did they have to use Spyro?
because Activision owned them, and rather than making a game for them, they pull a Project Spark. We'll get to that,
Yeah,
and
that
throw
one-
them into
that
another
one
game,
too.
so you can make the game popular all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm gonna be channeling Triple M's fury for that
Yes, you
Project Spark section.
Well,
Good luck.
Oh boy.
but
I mean, literally, good luck, because I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to do it.
all right, so
Pretty much good luck, buddy.
well, yeah, Smash Brothers. I don't think we have to talk about that. I think there's so much has been said about it already. This is probably
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of footage. 60 frame Smash Brothers, best thing ever. Both 3DS version
Nice.
and Wii U version.
All right.
The HD is very nice. I saw Tyler and I saw the invitational tournament really well. We got to see all the new characters in action. Pac-Man is now in Smash Brothers.
Yes.
So is Lady So is Lady Palutena.
That weirded me out. Like,
Everyone
wait a minute,
put-
she was a smash in the.
Everyone predicted
She was
that.
a final smash in the last one.
They replaced they replaced Pitt's Final Smash with the 3 Sacred Treasures. And it looks really cool. I finally got to see Mega Man's Final Smash in action. It looked awesome. But like what it does is he shoots like this portal, and if you get sucked into it, that's what takes you to that scene where all the Mega Men are together shooting one big charge blast at them.
Man.
Yeah, you didn't see it yet?
I remember
No.
that.
Oh, it's
haven't.
awesome. It's what it is it's Mega Man's in the middle, X is next to him, then there's .exe, Starstorm,
Oh
Star
my
Blast,
God.
and Mega Man. What's the last one? I forget, but every iteration of Mega Man are all together. Oh, and Mega Man Legends. That's it.
One with
Holy
Star
hell,
Wars.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm looking forward to see what Pac-Man can do too.
Honestly, Pac-Man, it looks really interesting.
All the
because
kings of gaming are now in there. Mario, Sonic.
I really loved at the end of his trailer, they pointed out the fact that now they have two video game characters that came out before
Mario yeah.
and Donkey Kong.
Well, of course, we don't know if Game & Watch is going to be in the game. He probably will, though, now, because we saw him in a trailer with Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I like Game & Watch. I think he was an interesting character.
You want to know something interesting about? You want to know
Yeah, you did.
something interesting about Game & Watch, Mr. Game & Watch? In the last Smash Bros, although he's a 2D figure,
He's a model.
He actually has It's actually
Yeah.
a 3D
They
model.
Paper Marioed him. That's exactly what
Yeah,
Paper
that's-
Mario does.
Really?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where Paper Mario came from was that was supposed to be Super Mario RPG 2.
Well, yeah, I knew
but
that.
Square put the copyright on them. So what they did was they messed around Mario's model, but someone accidentally made it so thin it looked like paper, and they went with that. Paper Mario, and they brought in the outline a little bit too. Yeah, Paper Mario is just a very thin model. It's common practice nowadays too.
I love. To get back on topic, I love Pac-Man's Final Smash.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see it.
I didn't
He
get to see it
basically
either.
turned.
I didn't even know they announced it.
He basically. You see it for a second in the game.
Oh, is
in
it
the trailer?
Is it what everyone thinks it is, where he eats power pellets and everyone turns blue?
No, that's just his level.
Oh, okay.
His Final Smash, he turned into his classic self.
Right.
Just
he eats them?
giant. The whole screen size.
Oh, so
He's
it's like the
big as
land.
Bowser's
It's like the
Final Smash.
Landmaster.
No, it's more like Bowser's Final Smash.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
He just turned into his original self and started.
Okay, we got a lot to talk about with Zelda here too. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Zelda and Sam.
Both Hyrule Warriors went off very well. That was cool. But what we really care about is Zelda U. My fucking god. I wish I could. I wish I could take a picture of Tyler's face from back then and put it on the video. It described it so perfectly. There was, and they, you know what, Nintendo.
This was it.
Yeah, that was it. Hang on.
Oh my god.
We'll
It's so bad. It's actually kind of creepy.
No, look, like
That was it.
So Aonuma had this brilliant idea of sitting in front of a green screen, snapping, and he showed what a fraction of the new Hyrule Field looks like. As far as we know, it's Hyrule Field anyway.
Right.
He takes a snap. It is a open world Zelda game, completely non-linear.
It's like,
Oh
it's
my
like Skyrim.
Nice.
They're recreating the first Zelda and what they wanted to do for years. Aonuma was saying that we wanted to be like the first Zelda game where you have no idea where you're going, you go anywhere you want, and it's completely non-linear. A whole open world, you have no idea where to go. So he said the closest he ever got was Wind Waker because he used the water and and whatnot
the water
to make it seem like an open world. Problem was he wanted one continent, and he did it. He showed us this beautiful, vast land where he said, "You see those mountains back there? You can go there if you want." There's forests. Death Mountain was seen by a desert around a desert.
Nice.
It was really cool. A lot of people talking about Link right now. His new design's pretty feminine, but you know,
What?
Big.
but who cares?
No one cares.
In all honesty, if you really want to get technical about it, he's kind of feminine in all of his.
Yeah,
feminine looking in all of his games. I mean, come on, look at it.
That's exactly.
Twilight Princess,
that's exactly what I
Skyward
said.
Sword.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's exactly what I said. You also got to, but it is very noticeable this time. They put a lot of soft features on Link's face.
Yeah, they did.
But again, who the fuck cares? Like honestly,
Nobody does.
yeah. But yeah, Zelda U is gonna be really interesting. We didn't even. And the best part is, all that stuff they shown in the video was not CGI trailer. That was in-game footage, and the cutscenes they made was
Nice.
built off of in-game
Very nice.
in-game engine. They made that game look breathtaking. That really
honestly, that's not. Honestly, they can make anything look breathtaking with the Wii U's new.
yeah.
With the Wii U's.
Honestly,
graphics chip. It's
you know what?
Amazing.
You know what? The Wii U was built differently, but anyone says that's not a next-gen console can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, honestly,
Exactly.
it is immaculate.
Yeah, like what they did with games like Pikmin 3, The Wonderful 101, Zelda,
actually
Wind Waker
bought-
HD looks
I actually
fantastic.
bought that game along with my Wii U.
Oh,
I plan on playing it as
Wonderful
soon as I-
101. That's here's
the
a warning.
thing.
Here's a warning for you. Those games, the controls are very clunky, but it's worth getting used to because it's kick fucking ass.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
I want it.
It's by
Hon-
come on. It's by
Honestly,
Platinum.
anything that has beautiful Joe's artwork,
Yeah, that's exactly what I
will
said.
kick ass.
That's
Now,
exactly
okay.
here's the thing, going back to the
That's
ne-
definitely
to
a
the
reference
next
to
generation.
Beautiful Joe with the 101 thing.
Yeah, they look like it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, going back to the next
The mask and
generation
everything.
gaming system. You
You
said
might want to speak up. I don't think we can pick you up on the recording.
Um,
What?
the reason. Here's the thing. It may not have the same processing power, but guess what? Nintendo makes the games look so much better than those people who have the bigger processing power.
You know why? You want to know why?
Because you can only put on so much brown, black,
Yeah.
and gray in a video game.
But you know what it is too? Nintendo. This started with the Wii, and I'm glad. You know, in the end, with all you said, I'm glad we stay in standard definition
Say what you
because
want.
it
It may
taught
not
them.
perform.
It
yeah.
taught them to work with what they had. They knew their competition looked better, so they made sure that they covered up the fact that they were at a weaker processing power.
Yeah. So what if they They may not perform as good, but at least they know how to use the full color spectrum.
What else was it announced for?
Jesus
God, there's
Christ.
so much announced for Nintendo. Project Splash looked really cool. The new indie games. Finally, Shovel Knight's getting a solid release.
Shovel Knight,
I've been waiting for that forever.
that looked
The one
kick
thing I was
ass when I
looking
saw it.
forward for was one of the indie games for the iPad, the Mech series they did for
Oh yeah, me and
the ISOs. I forgot what it was called. It
iOS.
was a really long project. They made an announcement for the Mech game for the iPad last year, and they were in development for almost a year.
it happens. You know, a lot of snags happen. Like Arkham Knight's scheduled for 2015 now. But you know what?
The indie game company teamed up with Cholingo. Now they're going to release at the end of about this summer or this fall.
Right.
From what they told me. But what I found out, that is.
That's cool. Star Fox U's coming out. Finally, people can stop their bitching. It's been on, and by the way, you can really stop your bitching because the game's been developing for 3 years now.
Star Fox, you?
The Star Fox on the Wii U.
Is
Miyamoto just acknowledged its existence.
Is that a reboot or a new game?
It's gonna be a brand new, spanking new game. It's not a remake.
Yes.
It's not a remake of 64.
Okay. All right, nice.
Classic game where you got that third-person view of the fighter and you're controlling it.
I don't know. We don't know anything much about it yet. Miyamoto just showed that it exists. The thing
Let's
is,
just hope it's not Star Fox Adventures.
It's not gonna be like that.
Okay, thank God.
Miyamoto's working on this personally. He's gonna make sure it's not god awful.
Okay.
But speaking of Miyamoto, he is releasing 2 new projects, and then they also have a third new IP. He's releasing 2 games. One of them is a sumo wrestling style robot fighting game, Project Robot, where you play as a customizable robot you can make, and they have to knock each other down the floor to decide the winner. And the other one was the idea he had
I've
for
seen so many Flash games that are just that.
both games. He's really taking advantage of the gamepad. I've seen this E3 had very creative uses of the gamepad. Like there's this new game he had, Project, I think it was Surveillance, something like that. This was supposed to be an N64 game, but it wasn't powerful enough, so now he's bringing it back. It's a game where you have 12 cameras on the border of the gamepad and 1 main camera. And they give you a maze. You have to set up the cameras with lasers and put them in the right angle so you can stop robots from getting into the core of your maze. And player 2 can actually set up the robots and how they go into the maze. So there can be a lot of competition with that. New IP is called Project Steam. No, not the Valve thing. It is a steampunk-style comic book game where it's a turn-based strategy shooter, third-person shooter for the 3DS.
Oh my God, it sounds so amazing.
Yeah, but the guys at the
the
guys at the Treehouse made it sound so fucking boring. But it is really cool. A Game Explain was showing it, and they did a much better job showing it off.
Yeah,
The new Kirby game's coming out.
Like that.
Yeah,
I love Nintendo because they know when to take risks.
Well, the thing is, it's usually when they're backed into a corner though, because they do have their moments where they think it's safe, and they just.
But honestly, they can.
Yeah,
even if it does flop, they'll still be able to sit.
They can work. They can work.
Some guy actually took into account their bank account.
Oh yeah,
they said that.
Yeah, I saw that on Did You Know Gaming.
Yeah, if.
I was exactly what you're talking about.
If Nintendo were to be so. Nintendo has so much money banked that if they were to lose $250 million every year, they would still be financially sound until 2052.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's good business for you.
Yeah.
That is.
Not too bad for a company that started out as a trading card company.
In the late 19th century.
Yes.
In the late 19th century, they started with Pokemon. Now they expanded to all these horizons.
Yeah. Yes, very good.
So, definitely very good.
A new Kirby game's coming out. Very excited. I finally get that HD Kirby game I wanted. It's based on Kirby's Canvas Curse, his first DS title. Was it? Yeah, I'm right. Kirby's Canvas Curse. Yeah.
Yes.
It's called Kirby's Rainbow Course. It's the exact same style of game with new things using the gamepad's technology.
Updated graphics.
And updated. It looks great. Nice and colorful.
Yeah, I thought it looked amazing.
Same thing with Yoshi's Woolly World, the game I've been looking for. We're finally not calling it Yarn Yoshi anymore. I was so fucking happy they finally revealed it. It's
what's it called?
How many years?
You know what really gave me?
You know what really gave me
a stiffy?
Why?
Bayonetta 2 is being packaged.
Yeah, of course that gives.
Yeah, well, Bayonetta 2 is being packaged with Bayonetta 1, and Bayonetta 1 is being updated with 60 frames per second, 1080p with Nintendo gamepad features, And you can dress Bayonetta in different Mario, Link, and other Nintendo costumes.
Huh.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Okay then. I thought
I might be missing stuff.
I think whoever made that had delved a bit into the DeviantArt folders.
Now, we might be missing stuff for Nintendo
Speaking of which,
because they had a huge amount to show off. The Gen 3 remakes was something too. A lot of 3DS games. Metroid U is Nintendo's considering making a 2DS, 2D and 3D Metroid game. There should be ones in the works soon. Miyamoto has very excited about that one. And it's time to move on because we probably spent the majority of that on Nintendo for good reason because
Smash Bros.
we talked about that because the other companies didn't really have much to say.
Yeah, there wasn't much.
honestly.
Let's start with Sony because I did like Sony's. They did a good job. Of course they did. Of course they did have to bring up TV and started pissing me off with that. Why is it every year someone has to talk about their TV features? No one gives a shit. Like everyone was saying that.
No, they just say, "Oh, we're gonna bring the
Honestly, we can't say
the
that-
TV to the US."
Yeah.
Honestly, we
You
can't
play
say.
No.
PS4 games on it along with Vita games. But here's one thing: you can't play Vita games that require touchpad or touch screen.
Oh god.
Honestly,
Also-
we can't say anything about the TV
Wait,
stuff
what
with
was
just
it?
Sony because keep in mind the Wii U has a function.
Well,
To be a TV
the difference
remote.
is they didn't dedicate a whole part of the E3 presentation to talk about it.
Yeah. Also,
Touche.
Billy, here's the
They
thing.
said, "Here it is. It's here." Isn't that TV remote thing awesome, by the way?
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, it's the tits.
It's
Like,
awesome.
let's say you never had a remote for your TV. That's a thing in the past. It's so easy to set up. It's pretty much a universal remote, but as long as it's a TV or a set-top box with your cable provider.
All right, nice,
Billy,
nice.
Yeah.
you know what Sony actually measured?
Ooh, piece
They're
of
not going to drop the price on the Vita.
Really?
They're not doing a price cut. And they
Well, the
released
price
another
cutting-
system.
Well, the price cutting the Xbox One to 400.
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
Oh,
so-
can I? And you want to know why?
Why?
They're
Why
getting
keep
rid
it
of the-
$200,
Because the Kinect is being taken out of the bundle.
Yeah, they're really failing with that. It's upsetting.
I love it because you know what? They're finally realizing the Kinect is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I know, but it did have a lot of potential to it. It really
It
did.
did have potential, but it had
But you know what it is?
so hard.
If you know what, but you know what it is. Microsoft's just not creative. They can't do anything. They didn't want to do anything with it, and everyone who works with them just didn't care.
Look at anything Rare has made in the past.
We'll get to Rare.
Since Rare got
to
bought
Rare
out.
soon.
We'll get to
Since
Rare.
Rare got
yeah.
bought out by Microsoft. Look at what they've made.
I know.
Then think about what if they aren't that creative.
Yeah,
Creative. Of
it's
course
true.
they are.
It's true. All right, so
The only creative thing that I've seen that I know about,
Right.
I'm just saying that I know about, was that competitive running game with the.
Tyler, you really
Xbox.
got to turn around. You're really low on the thing.
You're really low, man.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Jimmy?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm just saying this. The only thing that I know of for the Xbox with the Kinect was that competitive running jungle game thing, where you had to literally jump, go to the left, go to the right, jump, duck.
But don't worry.
Connect.
We'll get to
Yeah.
Microsoft. Sony. I really wish to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm really shocked they didn't. I'm really, really shocked they didn't reveal anything new about Kingdom Hearts 3. Granted, I'm never gonna get the game now,
It's gonna be
but
the next Half-Life 3.
nah, it's announced. It's gonna happen. At least it got announced. At least they said
Alright.
it's existed. Little Big Planet 3 is coming out, and that looks really boss.
Yeah, it looks
does.
pretty cool. I
Yeah.
can't.
Brand new co-op characters. Yeah, that's really cool.
Honestly, I've never bought a PlayStation before.
I, mean,
and
I have a
little
PlayStation
appeal.
1, and I'm looking to invest in PlayStation 3. But yeah, that Little Big Planet's
Honestly,
definitely on
I
my
don't
list.
really care that much for the Little Big Planet
You know, I remember when
series.
I remember when the
never
first.
really.
No, I understand. I remember when the
Little
first
Big
one
Planet
came.
was awesome.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, and I was so upset that wasn't coming out on Nintendo platforms. I was really upset, or even
It
PC.
did look like something that was
And
so.
I was saying,
that
oh no,
would be for Nintendo
yeah.
platform.
And then I
too,
said, oh no,
ironically.
well that's because PlayStation's been competing with that with Nintendo for years, and I've been saying, well at least it'll come out on Steam, right? And then I got to say it again because it was a Sony exclusive, but I was like, they deserve it.
I'm still pissed off at Sony for not doing a price cut to Vita.
I don't know. I was at one point half considering getting a Vita, but in the end, I like the Vita. I do think it's a nice piece of hardware. It's just the
And
problem.
They say they're bringing the Vita TV to the US, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be like about $100.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I
Vita
saw
T-
for the
yeah,
hands
and Vita TV
version.
looks interesting, and pretty much Sony going, buy our TVs, we're running out of business, kind of thing.
Really, you're running out of business.
Really,
You gonna cut your price
wait,
on your
what?
freaking Vita? Come on.
They have three new things: PlayStation 4 TV, Vita TV, and then you have this new thing called PS Now. If I got that correct, the name correct. What it is PS Now will be if you buy certain Sony TVs, you get to play PlayStation 3 and 4 games without the need of the console. I don't know why they even bother. I guess because the
Why would they
TVs
bother
count
with
5
that?
times as much as the console, but yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Because I do respect Sony very much, but I really think they're making some poor decisions right now just because they're desperate for money. That really upsets me, honestly.
Yes, they are.
Because I
They're
really,
making the stupidest decision I've ever seen.
I
currently.
really respect them. I think they're a great company, make amazing hardware, but it's like they made some poor decisions this year.
Especially the price cut.
Yeah, because the Vita's not doing well. It's doing the Wii U is now it's now been second place behind PS4 and above Xbox One the past couple months, and it's like where's the Vita? That's got to come up in sales because the 3DS is still the #1 hardware in the world.
Exactly.
Which one?
The 3DS, it's still the #1 hardware sold in the world, and still doing strong. I'm surprised that.
I really can't play any of the new Bandai games because I can't get a Vita because they don't have a price cut on
Well,
it.
you know what it is with the Vita? They're repeating the same mistakes that they made with the PSP.
Yeah,
They're making console games on a handheld, but what the hell is the point? Just let me play that on my console. If
exactly.
I want to play different games on my handheld because I want to go out and do something. Like if I had Luigi's Mansion 2 on both the Wii U and the 3DS, which one am I going to pick? I'm going to pick the Wii U version. It's the same thing with
Let's
everybody.
go play the console version, not the portable version.
Yeah, it's the
Because
same
they
thing-
cut down graphics, or they cut down content.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Size.
If they actually do it right,
It could be like the Monster Hunter series where I have
Monster
both the
Hunter, they
3DS
did
version
okay.
and the Wii U version.
Well, the difference with that is
They
that
had a great company behind
is
Monster Hunter.
the difference is that's more practical because you can take the same game and transfer it between the two, and you can work on stuff while you're out and then come back. The thing was the PSV the Sony is you're literally playing the same game with two separate files, and yes, they'll have cross compatibility, but it won't exactly be what Monster Hunter did.
like I said, if they do it right.
Right. And like it's the same thing with Smash Brothers. Look, it's like I for one because I'm such a fucking herb, I'm gonna buy both versions. But a lot of people just are just gonna get the Wii U version. And there is cross-play with the 3DS version, which I hope is going to be you get to earn trophies and characters and bring it back to your Wii U version and whatnot. Because
Or you can get what I would look forward to would be
If you get certain things during the street passes and you can connect that to your Wii U.
that is cool too. Like it was like what Reggie was saying. I'm gonna get I suck at Smash, but I'm gonna get the 3DS version and come back and kick your ass. Yeah. The originator. Oh god, I was cracking up when the new Sony CEO came out,
Doesn't he
and
have
everyone's
three
calling him.
versions of it?
Everyone calls him Lex Luthor, Kingpin. But my favorite one, they're so mean to that poor guy. But my favorite one was Sony Reggie. They called him Sony Reggie the entire time. Oh god.
You did?
But it was on Twitch anyway. But you can't replace the Reginator. No one can
you can't
replace.
you can't replace the feels of Mech.
Yeah, that was great. But Sony had a couple of interesting ideas. Little Big, honestly, I can't. I'm not even. I can't. I can only remember Little Big Bang 3. That's honestly the only memorable thing. Oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank is getting both the movie and the first game's getting remastered for the PS4. That's
I
something.
want that so bad.
Yeah. What else, Tyler? Help me out here.
I didn't see it.
I don't remember a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of third-party releases that we're talking about that's really exciting. Again, I'm surprised they haven't talked about Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm really shocked. I guess Square Enix wanted to hold it back or something. I don't know.
Or they just didn't care.
Well, you got to remember, this is Square Enix we're talking about. They develop
Yeah.
games longer
Yeah.
than most people live. But
Actually, you're right. That's got to be a testament.
well, you remember when
That's
remember
a
when Final
testament
Fantasy
to a video
14
game
was announced before Final
company.
Fantasy 13 was done? I said, do you remember when Final Fantasy 14 was announced before Final Fantasy 13 was done?
Yeah, I remember.
Kinda. I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy, so
But yeah, Sony had some cool ideas. I must say, I'm kind of interested. to see. They talked about some stuff last E3 I was kind of interested in. They didn't bring back again, and the PS4 is getting a bit of a drought right now. They really got to work on that. I mean, the thing with Nintendo is I'm kind of upset with the launch windows. A lot of them are 2015, late 2014. I mean, the next game I'm going to get for the Wii U is Pushmo World, and then Hyrule Warriors coming out in September, which will definitely hold me over until Smash Brothers comes out. Actually, now they say it is a good launch lineup. Unless you're not getting Pushmo World, and that would kind of make your summer a little boring.
Yeah.
But you know, but you know what? You know what? I think Nintendo thinks about what's balancing it out. A lot of people are just now getting Wii U's, so they're probably going to play Wind Waker HD, Wonderful 101, Sonic Lost World, 3D World, Tropical Freeze, all that stuff. Pikmin 3 for some of the more daring people. But yeah, with that, well, let's move on. Let's.
I thought you were in the video for a second there. Let's say already.
No, we got plenty more to talk about. This video's going to last an hour.
I was about to say.
I guess let's talk about EA. It was boring. They didn't say anything. Next.
Well, it's true.
All right, Ubisoft.
Well, that was last year. What happened this year?
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm wrong here. It was boring. Nothing happened next.
Really,
Okay,
it was really
okay.
boring.
Ubisoft. There's some cool stuff. I mean, I'm not going to buy any of it, and a lot of it's not available on the platform they promised to support no matter what. But Unity looks really cool.
Yeah,
I will.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
One game that I really want out of that is Assassin's Creed Unity, mainly for the multiplayer, because they finally figured out, oh wait, we can have more than one player help each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
How they realize that?
Right now, a lot of feminists are complaining there's no female characters in the game.
What? There was one game all about. It was all about a single female assassin.
Yeah, but they're upset that you can't play a female assassin in co-op mode.
Oh. That's
Oh yeah, for some reason that reminded me. We did forget
Well,
Nintendo.
what multiplayer has female assassins?
Well, that reminds me. Nintendo. I forgot something about Nintendo. Mario Party 10 with online mode.
Which is gonna be
nice.
That's gonna rock.
Especially
That is
for
gonna
us.
I see a lot of bickering gamer. I see a lot of bickering gamer boards in the future. All I know is it better have game chat.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean Nintendo's adopting online very well the last couple years. They're adopting it very, very well. Okay, so Ubisoft had some cool ideas. Unity was the only thing that really got a lot of people's attention. I was surprised they didn't announce a new Rayman game. I know Legends wasn't that successful for obvious reasons, but I don't know. I would have figured they make it. They got to make a new 3D Rayman game. That would be cool because they've been focused on the 2D and then the spin-offs. I mean, the last Rayman game I got before Origins was Rayman Raven Rabbits, and that was a party game. That wasn't really a full-fledged Rayman game.
It wasn't. It was just more like a multiplayer game.
Yeah, it did get the Rabbits very popular. They got their own series now.
Yes, they do.
They got a TV series and all that.
Yeah, which isn't
Their
that
own
bad.
Video game spin-offs.
Yeah. God, I keep forgetting what else they said. I don't know why. I even made mental notes to remember. Okay, I should mention that because it looks pretty cool. I actually remember more about Microsoft than the others. I guess this is the first one I saw.
Microsoft didn't have anything interesting that's this time.
Yeah, I
Other
mean,
than the Halo thing, but wait, Halo's the
Halo Master
COD
Chief
of
Collection,
Microsoft.
Halo 5.
yeah, Halo. I guess we'll move on to Microsoft.
Wait, Halo 5?
Yes, Halo
Yeah,
5's
they're
coming.
gonna release 5.
Didn't he say they were ending it at 4?
No, they said that
No.
they say that every game since 3 that they're going to end it.
Wow.
Because they know that's Microsoft's moneymaker. Every time something goes wrong, you
so
put
they're
Halo.
pulling a robot chicken on us.
You know they even
Okay.
they even literally said in the conference that Halo is part of our franchise. It sold Xbox Ones. They're telling us to our faces, Halo sells consoles. They said to our faces, we had it sell the Xbox. It sold Xbox Live. It sold Xbox 360s, and now I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what they said. And I was like, really? They're going to go that route? But Halo 5 is also going to come with a collection pack of the first 4 games and the spin-off in a collection pack. They're going to Super Mario this shit with updated graphics and whatnot. And they also made a version just for the Halo 2 multiplayer because that was the most popular multiplayer and make it online. Project Spark is the most applause I've heard the entire conference. I'm not even lying. only because Conquer the Squirrel surprised us with a cameo saying I haven't gotten a game in 15 years, so make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now is when I get mad.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Are you freaking kidding me? Honestly.
My
honestly,
heart jumped when I saw
no.
Conquer, too.
No. Do you know what this means now that they've shown that Conquer is going to be in Project Sparks? It means that for anyone who had played Conquer's Bad Fur Day and loved it and have been waiting for a sequel for years,
which it deserves,
which they have already actually planned,
but
it was all dropped and all that because they couldn't, and because of all that. Now that he's in Project Sparks, which is a rated E game, might I add, that you could say goodbye to any chance that they will make a Conquer's Bad Fur Day sequel.
Not necessarily.
No, once you go into a project, take a rated M character like Conquer,
you know what, you're right.
and throw him into a rated E game,
you're right.
there is no way in hell you're going to be able to put him back.
You're right. Actually, they're gonna completely change his character and ruin it. It's gonna be It's gonna be like Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts. You're right.
Again.
Okay, no. Even with Nuts and Bolts, I'll give that its due. Because honestly, it wasn't a great game in comparison, but on its own, it was good.
It shouldn't have been a Banjo-Kazooie game.
It should have been more like Tip Top or or anyone else.
They could have made someone.
Didn't need the
if they made that a new IP, it'd probably still continue to this day. Because it was a cool idea. Make your own kart, race around an open world.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Honestly, it started out. Banjo-Kazooie.
It did start out as
Nuts and Bolts was
it did
supposed
start out
to be
as Banjo
the third
3.
sequel.
It did start out as that.
But it eventually
But because they lost
that.
so many Rare members and it wouldn't have been the same, they decided to go for
that and the fact that while in development, they just kept making the world bigger, and they thought, it's going to be a bit traversing these areas on foot. Let's put cars in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honestly.
Yep,
But getting back to
that's what
Conquer.
they did.
Honestly, it's bad. Honestly,
It's
basically
bad.
that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. I thought this was just them trying to test drive the idea of a new game, but you're right. If you put an M character in an E game, that's like putting Tom Clancy in a Mario game.
Yeah, it's gonna lose. It's gonna lose all semblance of maturity and just be. It's gonna be It's gonna be Conquer pre Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
Because he was a rated E character before.
Well, he was in Diddy's Kong Racing, which is a game that was meant to get rare characters their own games, and the only one who was successful for was Banjo and Conquer. But Conquer was 12 Tales and became Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
Which is a game about a hangover.
Yeah, he basically gets drunk.
Yeah, that's
what the sequel was.
I think we all know.
You want to know what the sequel was going to be?
Pocahontas Bad Fur. Wasn't that
Conquer is about everyone in the kingdom wants his head because of his poor decisions as the king.
Well, yeah. Why do you make a random guy? Yeah, wasn't this like Conquer? What was it going to be called? Bad Fur Days or something?
It was going to be Other Bad Fur Day.
Oh yeah, Other Bad Fur. That was awesome. Well, all he wanted to do was go home, man. That was. I think everyone knows that game.
Yeah.
It made a real historical.
And it was kind of
mark.
sad because Barry's still dead at the end.
Yeah, didn't she dump him though for the mob boss or something?
I don't think she dumped him for the mob boss.
Well, she thought he was dead. I think at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She thought that he was dead. He was dead because he never returned.
Right.
Then
of course, she
got
just realized
shot
he's a
and
drunk
killed.
ass loser.
Yeah. Then she got shot and killed.
Well, yeah.
Was thrown out into space.
But
Wait, what?
But you know,
Her body was thrown.
But getting off that.
The climax.
But
of
getting
the
off that,
video game
getting off
was
this tangent, we should talk about Project Sparks in general. Interesting idea. They didn't need Conquer to make it to really. It got the most applause of the whole conference. I'm not even lying, but they didn't. It's just another Spyro in Skylanders. They used a well-known character they owned to promote a game, and I think it's a horrible move all the time. But Project Sparks is a pretty interesting idea. It's a game where you can completely make your own adventure game. You make
So basically, it's like the new Mario Maker.
No, Mario Maker is when you make your own. Oh yeah, I knew I forgot. Yeah, Mario Maker is a game where you make your own Mario levels in the Mario 1, Mario 3, and New Super Mario Bros. Style. They do want to add more style, more art directions to use for it. You make your own side-scrolling Mario levels. That's different. This game is you make your own adventure. You make your own NPCs, your own environments, your own characters with their own quests, own backstory.
And honestly, that's actually the project itself, Project Spark, and all that. The game itself,
And the Xbox One can definitely do something like that.
like that.
Yeah.
That is that one I'm behind. Full stop. Honestly, being able to create your own world that promotes their business.
Right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
This could
It could
so
show
you
off.
can consider this.
It's definitely going
This
to
could
show
be
off
considered-
the hardware and the software.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want to sound extreme for it, but it can be considered a game developer crash course in a sense.
Probably. I mean, that will probably give you like a
At least it
toolbar.
would pique interest.
I'm
into
sure
the-
it'll give you like a
into the
toolbar.
skill.
Yeah, or like a sim style customization.
Well, yeah, but what I mean is that it may
Yeah.
pique interest
yeah,
into the skill.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you want to make your own video game.
Because something I'm excited about Mario Maker is I always wanted to dabble into level design because I always found it fascinating how people do level design. I'm gonna do a video on that this summer, but until then,
It's not that hard.
no, it's not. But making great
It's the
ones.
coding part that's hard.
Yeah, no, it's like making Mario level in entertaining level design or anything like that. That's what makes it amazing. That's what something people would have fun with. But moving on from there, the new Call of Duty games announced next. Actually, they are going with a.
warfare thing.
They are actually trying with this one. Believe it or not, they're actually trying with this one.
Wait, which one?
The new Call of Duty.
A new Call of Duty Future
It's
Warfare.
Future Warfare. The art direction looks pretty interesting. You know, it's still.
I know which one you're talking
It's still
about.
instead of a brown and gray and black shooter, it's now a brown, gray, black, and blue shooter, pretty much.
Still a cookie cutter.
Yeah, I know, but they're trying. At the very least, they are trying.
All right, I'll give them that. They're trying.
Yeah, they're at least trying. Activision. I mean, Activision, I think, is realizing because the thing with Activision is their games. They make cool games, but then they milk it for all it's worth and let it die out naturally. It looks like Call of Duty is a different. Call of Duty is a definitely different story. So it looks like they're going to do as many reboots as they can. But what else?
Of course, it's a game that's about shooting people.
but
That's
the
never
one-
going to get old.
But I gotta say, the one game I really liked that Microsoft announced, which looked really cool, was Sunset Overdrive. That game
that
looked
amazing.
boss. It was.
That game looks amazing.
I think it was because of the trailer itself, because it was making fun of the brown and gray and black shooters that the Xbox was showing the whole show, and then this colorful ass back guy comes into a colorful ass outside world and going, "I got this, man." It's like this crazy quirky dude killing a bunch of monsters who got mutated from
because of
an
an
energy drink.
Yeah,
That was boss.
that is amazing.
It's so colorful
That
and
is funny as
fast
hell.
and fun, and that's what Microsoft needs to do more of. That was cool. Oh god, it's like going back to Ubisoft. Something I was upset with was when they made Watch Dogs. They added a shooting. It's now a third-person shooter added on to the hacking, and nothing wrong with that. It's just I think that was just a way to make them assured that they're successful. But at the same time, I really wish they just made it just hacking. They could have made very clever levels. It would have been harder with level design and stage maps and whatnot. It would have been more difficult. But at
It would have been a bit more stealth-based.
No, here's the thing,
You
I
have an
actually-
option to do the shooting thing.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have played Watch Dogs. I played the demo and I played the actual thing for a little while. It's not only just the shooting that you think it
No,
is.
I know.
And the actual
Oh, yeah,
levels, they are much harder than you think if you do not know what you're doing
No,
and if you're just introduced.
I'm very aware of that, but you know they shouldn't just add something just to make sure it's success. It's a
No,
success.
it wasn't just to make sure it's success. It was actually to make the game a little harder because because here's the thing, you're playing as a vigilante. Normally vigilantes, they don't just walk around and just do nothing. They try to do that to make it a little bit more real.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
But it's not just to sell it though.
That's what I'm trying to say with the whole. It's very difficult to make levels based off hacking and stealth. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like if Ubisoft was ever creative ever, they could have done that and really interested me in getting the Wii U version. I would have been very interested because it's a whole new idea, something that level design was never based off of in the past, ever. They've never done something like this ever. But to add a little platform to it as a safety net, I just disagree with. But that just links to what's going on with Sunset Overdrive. It's the opposite of that. They are using familiar ground, but they're trying something new. It's colorful, it's fun, it's fast, it's interesting. The character is funny, it looks cool. It's like and everyone in the highlight. They're definitely a highlight with Sunset Overdrive, and some had Project Sparks on their list. Like that was the two most interesting things they said. Titanfall was announced. A sequel.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
sequel.
they also Microsoft, but they announced what's the Destiny,
Right. And
another shooter.
Oh yeah, Project Destiny.
They had this.
It's
Project
actually in
Destiny.
alpha right now.
Yeah.
So its concept was interesting, anyways, with the customization, weapon customization, armor customization,
Right, yeah.
and different enemies, the different maps.
A
It
lot
was
of-
still interesting.
It's
concept.
kind of upsetting though when a lot of people were saying that they're more happy, they were more excited for the indie games than the actual AAA titles that Microsoft was coming out with. I don't know. It was just a little upsetting. But speaking of which, they did have some pretty cool ideas with the indie games. This is one I really thought was cool. It had this really old cartoon style to it, like Disney 1940s cartoons, as the art design looked really cool. Well, we didn't see any gameplay footage, of course, but the art direction was enough to interest me because that was a cool idea.
Is there a name for
I
that?
forgot the name. There's so many things that just weren't memorable to me at this year's E3. Like
There wasn't. There was a lot of talking this year.
Yeah, there's just so much talking, blah blah
Oh
blah.
boy,
They show
it's
us
so
CG.
boring.
I know they show a CGI trailer. Whenever you see gameplay footage, like, oh my god! But the worst part is when they show the gameplay footage, it's just people playing an actual game, which is boring.
Extremely boring.
All we're doing is watching people with controllers playing. And I'm not talking like a Let's Play, which actually is, depending on the commentator, entertaining because they put their insight in and they put why they like the game and what is about.
It's just a flat out.
It's just a flat out. Okay, let's see. You go over there, I'll go over here, and we'll meet up over here. Oh shit, I got hit. Oh, that fucking sucks. Oh, I'm so sorry you got hit. Oh man, let's escape. Dude, cover my rear. And it's like, bore fucking ring.
Yeah,
My God. Now,
exactly.
at least crack a joke like they do in collab Let's Plays. At least crack a joke. Make it entertaining. Give entertaining commentators. But no, it's so boring when they show gameplay footage and it only turns me off. It's like when Nintendo did the Treehouse all week, where they live streamed the Treehouse showing off the games in depth. A lot of the times, the commentators they picked were boring. Like Project Sports Steam had the most boring people talking about the game. It was so boring. It's all they can do. They literally, keep in mind, it's a turn-based strategy game, right? On their turn, they spend that one turn standing still for like 20 minutes because they had to talk about what you can do. Just show me what you can do. Stop boring the hell out of me. Like, I like how Hyrule Warriors did it because they just showed lots of fighting and they're showing what other options you can do instead of what the guy did. And they did how you can get through this or why am I doing this and why am I doing that. Much better, but stop boring the hell out of me. Like Assassin's Creed Unity, when they show that off, the game looks cool. I like the idea of co-op with the Assassin's game, but my God, it was so boring. It lasted like 20 minutes. I didn't care. Show me 5 minutes. Show me all this stuff. Like Nintendo did it much better. They recorded a guy playing it in the E3 presentation. I'm not talking about the Treehouse. They recorded a guy playing it, and we saw a lot of features in a montage of what you can do. That's what I want to see. I want to see what I can do as the player. I want to see something I would feel as fun. I mean, of course, Ubisoft did make a statement that games don't necessarily have to be fun anymore. But, goddamn. All right, my rant's over. Are we missing any E3 coverage to talk about? We talk about Sony, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft.
Nothing I did.
Not a lot of people have announced stuff. There's just a few more rumors about more Wii U games, more PS4 and Xbox One games coming out in the near future, possibly this summer that some companies didn't make a presentation for. I was shocked. I really should have done more research. We talked about a lot more companies last week. I should have done more research on who was doing it because last year we had a lot more companies announcing. Square, Sega were there. I don't know. This year was just a handful of guys. But I guess we'll go around the table and talk about our the typical who won E3. But I think
we all agree on
I think we all know what happened there.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. All right.
It's gonna be Nintendo this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo won.
Nintendo has to keep this up.
Hands down.
They have to keep this up. They have to keep doing it because it's such a breath of fresh air. When I was watching all the E3 conferences, it was such a breath of fresh air when Nintendo put theirs up. It's exactly the opposite of what everyone else did, and that's all I wanted. They had a lot more games announced because they had more time to talk about it. Because they had perfect timing for everything. They had cool little interviews with the creators of the game. Really famous, top-notch people. They showed Tezuka, Miyamoto, Aonuma, Reggie. It was very cool. They had a lot of cool ideas in the videos itself. and it wasn't blah 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 blah.
What's it all talking?
Yeah, like when they were talking, it was an interview. Why they made the game, was some interesting stuff we'd like to know in the background, and then
Yeah.
they talked about why the game is fun. My God, they didn't talk about the story. They didn't talk about the action gameplay. They talked about why the game is fun. Wow, imagine that ancient 1990s marketing device for video games called "Why the Game is Fun." Imagine that for a second.
Yeah, what do you expect?
We need more of that.
Yeah, Nintendo has to keep doing this because everyone made fun of them for doing this, especially from that Trainwreck Direct they did last year.
Yeah.
But they stepped up their game. They have to keep doing this, and they're really doing a great job showing off to a new. They're really showing off. They're really doing a great job in reaching more demographics this year. They're really, especially with that those cool robot chicken sketches they put in between, and whatnot, and they were more than willing to make.
Surprised they actually got that done.
Yeah, and Mega 64th they did too. They really showed that they were very welcome to be made fun of too. They really showed a lot that this is gonna be a new Nintendo. And you know what? What I really hated with arguments was when people were saying, "Oh my God, Nintendo doesn't change," but at the same exact time they wish that Nintendo the same exact time they do the opposite of what all the other companies do. Isn't that a good thing?
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, don't you always hate what the other companies are doing by ripping you off, taking your money, making sure their hardware's shoddy enough where you have to buy 5 or 6 consoles per generation?
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you
Also-
happy?
They make you buy consoles, and half the time they don't give you a price cut.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you still on about the PS Vita?
I don't
A
blame
little
them.
bit.
I don't blame them, to be honest with you. Like,
They're releasing the Vita TV. They should give the Vita a price cut.
on top of that, it's like the hardware's failing, and I know Sony's not doing so well. But seriously, take a price cut. Don't pretend everything's okay. Even Microsoft's not doing
What's
that.
wrong with it?
Yeah.
Even Microsoft's putting down the Xbox One by $100. I mean, let's face it. This is Microsoft's own fault. This is their fault. They were the
I
ones.
forgot to mention Atlas. They're planning to release the
That's
Persona Q for the 3DS.
Yes, thank you. I knew there was someone we forgot. Yeah, Persona's. Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. This actually might be the first Persona game I ever buy.
It's basically like a crossover between the two Persona 3 characters and Persona 4 characters, all with a new story and a new area to fight the shadows in.
Yeah, because I want to get into Persona. I think that this is the perfect opportunity.
It's definitely one of the. It's basically they're using a different style of artwork instead of usual full body character models. They're using the Chibi style that you see in Seven Dragons 2020 and any other game you know of.
Well, considering they're developing this for the 3DS, I would actually imagine that they would be using a chibi style.
Yeah.
So considering that's the last standard definition hardware that's in market right now, and will ever be most likely.
Chibi.
What?
Yeah.
Chibi.
Well,
Chibi.
Chibi. Not chibi. Chibi.
how about you
Yeah.
hush? How about you hush up and let me be a pudgy white boy, okay, Tyler?
Your pudgy white boyness sucks.
Well, you suck.
You wish.
No, I don't actually. How many times have I said that in a Bickering Gamers video, Tyler? How many times have you said you wish, and then I say, no, I don't actually? Someone will count it. Okay, guys.
Don't will.
And with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Alright, Portable Gamer, Shadow Dragon on the I am out.
Triple M, he's reporting, or whatever the fuck he says.
Bye,
Yeah.
drivers.
By Big Avers.
He finally said it, people.
I said it like 1,000 times. Be a dick to
Adios,
you.
everyone. Adios, everyone.
Can't be a dick.
Wait, what did we call mine again?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, now we're maniacs.
Now Maniac.
By Darklings. By Darklings. By Darklings. By Darklings. One more time. One more
It took me a
time.
while to figure that out.
One more
Figure
time.
out what you were doing.
One more time. One more time. By Darklings.